The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
Can we get much higher? So high.
What is up, guys? Today we're gonna be talking about One Piece. As you can guess from the title of the video, I'm going to try to explain One Piece from memory. So, how is this gonna work? Well, first of all, I'm going to try to explain the lore of One Piece only. I'm not gonna try to spoil the story because I want people to read it or watch One Piece from the beginning completely spoil free. So I'm gonna stick to things that are not major spoilers for the series. Also, this is all from my memory. I'm not gonna search off anything. It's been a while since I reread One Piece, and I'm up to date on the manga, but other than that, I'm just gonna go with what I remember. So hopefully we'll do good on this video. But before that, guys, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like my content, and feel free to leave a comment telling me about something that I missed or your favorite part of the video, or if you would like to see more of this with One Piece or more series. So the first thing that I'm gonna try to explain is the world of One Piece, how the planet works. First of all, it is speculated. I don't think it is official, but the world of One Piece is probably like 3 times larger than our world. So it's divided into 4 oceans, 4 hemispheres. We have the North Blue, the East Blue, West Blue, and South Blue. We also have the Red Line, this giant mass of land that goes around the planet vertically, and we have the Grand Line, which goes horizontally. Now, the Grand Line has a lot of islands, a lot of crazy weather, and you cannot navigate with a normal compass. You need a special compass called the Lock Post, which will configure to the island's magnetic signature or energy and then point you to the next island. Well, around the Grand Line, we also have the Calm Belt. It is called that because it has no winds, no sailing winds, or currents to push the ship. So you cannot enter through there unless you have paddles on your ship. And it is also inhabited by sea kings, giant ocean beasts, which makes the Grand Line unable to be entered through the ocean. You need to go to Rebirth Mountain, a mountain that has like a current of water going up the mountain, which defies logic, gravity, but you can go up through there from wherever of the 4 hemispheres. Like HD has like a current entrance, and then from there you can begin to sail the Grand Line around the planet. Now, when you reach the half point where you go around the planet and you find the other half of the Red Line, you're supposed to go down through Fishman Island and then go up again. You have to basically go below the Red Line to be able to emerge at the other side, unless you're the Navy, which if I remember correctly, they have a mechanism to haul your ships up if need be and then put them on the other side. But if you're a pirate, you're going to have to go underwater through Fishman Island and emerge at the other side to continue your journey throughout the Grand Line. And that is called the New World. When you enter the Grand Line throughout Fishman Island, that is called the New World. Now, One Piece takes place in the 1500s or 16th century in their time, and it is now the Great Age of Pirates, the Golden Age of Piracy. This is because of the execution of Goldie Roger, the Pirate King. Now, Roger had attained everything that the world had to offer. He navigated the whole world. He navigated the whole Grand Line, went through all the islands, got power, fame, money, all the shtick, You can see it in the opening of One Piece. And after his execution, he sets up the Golden Age of Pirates, because when he is about to get executed, someone from the crowd asks him, "Where is all of your treasure?" And he says, "I left it all there at the end of the world, at that place. The One Piece is there." So immediately the Golden Age began. Everybody went crazy. A lot of pirates, a lot of new pirates came about, and they wanted to find the One Piece. So that is why we are at the Golden Age of Pirates. Now, to kind of explain the factions that are at play in One Piece, we have pirates, obviously, a lot of pirate crews, and now a lot of pirates really don't play well together. They don't form teams or alliances, but some do. So we have pirate crews. We have the worst generation, which Luffy is part, of they are like a new breed of pirates that don't care about the old pirates. They want to take over the world really quickly. At least that's what I remember. They called them that because they were causing a lot of trouble very quickly, especially Luffy. We also have the four emperors of the sea, which are the four most powerful pirates at any given time. The members have changed due to some, major events, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. But we also have those. Now, the main opponent of the pirates are the world government. What is the world government? The world government is a group that, well, as the name suggests, governs the whole world. They take the countries and islands of the One Piece world under their wing. They're like a centralized government for the planet, although the islands retain their autonomy in terms of local government. But the world government has under them the 5 stars, which are 5 people that have different departments of government, like agriculture, environment, war, defense, science, all of that. They basically are the highest authority in the world government. Under them are the celestial dragons, which are descendants from the 20 royal kings that funded the world government after the boy century. Really quick, the boy century is a moment in time that has no history. It has been lost or erased. It spanned a century, 100 years, and after that the world government came about. And then 1,000 years later, no, 800 years later, I'm sorry, we are at the current moment in time, if I remember correctly. So the celestial dragons live atop the red line in the land of Marijoa. I believe they really don't interact with politics anymore. They kind of only live a life of luxury up the red line, and of beneath them there are the kings that rule each of their islands, and the military force of the world government, which is the faction that I wanted to talk about, are like the police, the army, the navy. It's called the Marines. They're like a navy, but they do everything that has to do with authority in the world government. So the Marines' main job is to keep the peace, justice, all of that. They are the main police force. They are also the army when it comes to wars. They have to fight pirates, hunt pirates, take them in, execute them, all of that. The way the Marines work is they have a fleet admiral, which is the top head of the Marines. They have Cyberpol, which is basically the special operations. They have the 3 admirals that are below the fleet admiral, which are some of the most powerful members of the Marines. And then they have a ton of vice admirals, and below that, lieutenants, captains, all of that. They also have this thing called the 7 warlords of the sea, or the Chichibukai, which are former pirates that have been offered a contract, that have been employed by the world government, by the Marines, in which they have been pardoned for everything that they did as pirates. Their bounty is put on hold, and now they have to work for the government. Now, the Chichibukai basically get free reign to do whatever they want, as long as they're not doing it like in the Marines' face. And the thing that they have to do for the Marines is fight for them, fight against other pirates whenever they are called, things like that. So it's kind of like so it's like, I forget the name. It has a name in the real world. This actually happened. This was a thing. Buccaneer, I believe, was the term. So this is the main 2 factions that we see fight in the show. Obviously, Luffy has to fight a lot of other pirate crews, and mostly the Marines. We also have the Revolutionary Army, which is trying to free the world from the government, and is trying to start a lot of revolutions. They have been doing so in some islands. They are trying to overthrow the government because they believe it is unjust, which it probably is if you've seen the show. We don't really see much from them other than some cameos. They don't really impact Luffy's journey a lot. We do see them in the news, background stuff, doing a lot of important things, which will probably pay off later in the show. Now, obviously, the main part of One Piece, Luffy and the crew are going on an adventure. They're trying to explore the world, but the main objective is to find the One Piece. Now they have to navigate through different islands, meet different people, get clues as to the One Piece where may be. Along the way, they fight a lot of different pirate crews, marines, and all that. But that is like the main focus of One Piece. Luffy trying to find the One Piece and become the Pirate King. Now, to explain the main power system of One Piece, we have the devil fruits, which are fruits that give you power when you eat them, and you lose the ability to swim. Now, this is theorized about why does this happen. The show does not give us the answer yet, but when you eat a devil fruit, you lose the ability to swim, and water weakens you. Now, when you eat a devil fruit, even biting the tiniest of pieces already gives you the power and makes the rest of the fruit powerless. It doesn't do anything. So two people cannot eat the same a devil fruit. Only one person can have that power at any given time. They taste horrible according to all of the characters. There are 3 types of devil fruits in the world. We have the Logia types, the Soen types, and the paramia type. Now starting with Logias. So Logia are devil fruits that when eaten give you a power like an element. So for example, we have fire, ice, lava, or magma more specifically. We have nature, like a sort of nature fruit. We also have smoke, gas. So those are the types of Logia that exist. We also have light. Logias give you the power of that element, that form of matter. We also have sand. I keep remember different fruits. So Logia gives you the power to control, create, and turn into that specific element. So for example, you can shoot fire, you can create fire, you can manipulate fire, you can turn into fire. Now Logias have this specific broken ability that when somebody hits you with a normal attack, like a normal bullet, sword strike, punch, kick, whatever, it goes through you. Now it has been stated in the show that this is an ability that has to be trained to do subconsciously, unconsciously, but it has to be turned on, this ability. If you catch someone by surprise, you can hit them even if they are a Logia user. But this almost makes the user immortal, not immortal, untouchable, invincible, whatever, immune to a lot of attacks. Although they can be affected by other devil fruits, depending on the devil fruit, and they can be attacked by Hcky. Moving on, we have the Soen types of fruit, which are all animal, monster, beast, insect, fish type of fruits. Well, not fish, since because you lose the ability to swim. With devil fruits, I believe there haven't been any fish fruits. Anyways, the Soen type basically turns you into that animal, or gives you its power. Now, Soen types have 2 transformations. When they eat a devil fruit, they can either turn into that animal completely or become a hybrid. Now, for example, we have dog, giraffe, leopard. We have, what else we have? Soen types. We have koalas, an ox, and we even have the human fruit. Now, when a Soen users eat the Soen fruit, they gain the power of that specific animal. They can either turn into the animal completely or an anthropomorphic version of the animal, like a hybrid between a human and the animal, and that is where they are strongest, since they combine the powers of that animal and humans. Now, it is also said that Soen type fruits have a will of their own, since they embody a type of animal or beast, and if the user awakens the fruit, it can take over the user. A really interesting thing about the Soen type fruits is that they have mythical and ancient types. Now when I say ancient types, is that they are fruits for dinosaurs. We have the Spinosaurus fruit, we have the pterodactyl, the Brontosaurus, that type of fruit, which obviously turns you into a dinosaur. But the other cool part is that we have mythical fruits. For example, we have a phoenix fruit that turns you into an immortal phoenix. It actually gives you fire powers, since the phoenix is the bird from born of fire, born of flames. And since the whole myth about phoenix is then They are immortal, they rise from the ashes, they are reborn. The user gains a sort of Logia, invulnerability, where normal attacks pass through them since they turn into fire. And now, last but not least, we have the paramia types, which are basically any other type of power that is not Logia or so on type gets grouped into this part. There are a lot of different types of powers in the paramia types. First of all, we have Luffy's fruit. Luffy's fruit, which is the gum fruit, turns you into a rubber man. We have a wax man. We have a poison man. These are all similarly to the Logia. We have a mochi man. Now we also have fruits like the dice fruit, which lets the user divide their body like they were diced by a knife. We also have the power to jump into the future, draw and those paintings come to life, the ability to make clothes from rocks, the flower fruit, which is not about flowers, it's about human body parts sprouting like flowers, so the person can, that is Robin's fruit, you can make more limbs of yourself. You can make arms grow in different places, feed, basically extra limbs to fight people. So basically any crazy power does not count as a Logia Zone type is a paramia type. Some powers are stronger than others, but it ultimately depends on the user as well. Now, another cool thing about devil fruits is that animals can also eat devil fruits. For example, Chopper is a reindeer who ate the human fruit, so he gained intelligence and speech, and he can also transform into different forms between hybrids and being a full reindeer again. And another cool thing is that they have found a way to give inanimate objects devil fruit to make them eat them. So for example, at one point we see a poison that was given the salamander fruit and it turned into a salamander monster. But we also have a bazooka who was given the dog fruit and it basically became a walking dog bazooka that shoots the enemies. That's pretty much it when it comes to devil fruits. Now the other power system that we have in One Piece is called Hcky. Now Hcky is like the embodiment of willpower. We have 3 different types of Hcky. We have armament, observation, and conquerors. Now starting off with conquerors Hcky, that is a Hcky that you have to be born with. It is the Hcky that lets you project your willpower onto people and animals, and if that person is weaker than you, they'll get knocked out. It is basically a cool way to get rid of fodder in the anime, all the weak marines, pirates, so we'll get a lot of cool scenes where there are a ton of marines surrounding someone and they basically use conqueror Hcky and make all of them pass out. Now we also have observation Hcky, which when trained lets you see the opponent's attack like a moment before they come, and if you train it really hard, you can even see a few seconds into the future. We also have armament Hcky, which lets you surround some part of your body with your willpower, and that lets you have greater defense, but also can be used as greater offense, using it on things like swords, arrows, your hands, so you can punch harder or kick harder, or even put it on your forehead to give a stronger headbutt. So when Hcky was introduced, it meant that with armament Hcky, attacks can land on Logia users or affect some types of paramia fruits that were able to negate damage. So it was the great equalizer to make characters that did not eat devil fruits be able to fight against other characters that did. So now that I've talked about devil fruits and Hcky, there's not much left to talk about, but we can talk about species in One Piece. So the world of One Piece is really magical in the sense that it has a lot of different animals, beasts, monsters. It also has a lot of different species of human. We have normal humans. We have humans that have been scientifically altered to become artificial giants, but we also have humans that have no explanation as to why they are 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet tall and are not considered giants. We also have the race of giants, which are 100 feet tall. We have the fishmen, which are divided into people that are half fish, half people. Like they're more like half. They're like a hybrid, you know, like a shark man who's has the nose of a shark, the gills, all that, but he has arms and legs. But we also have mermaids and mermen, who are the top half of a human. And, well, you know what a mermaid is, the lower half of a fish. But we also have the, what's their name? We have the mink people. The mink people are a tribe of animals, anthropomorphic animals. Is that the word? Anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic animals. Ah, wow. I'm not gonna look that word up. Anyways, they're they're basically like when people eat the sown fruits that they turn into the hybrid of a person and the animal. That's what the mink tribe is, and they have a lot of different species: dogs, cats, bears, koalas, polar bears, all of that. So we also have humans that have like two elbows, two joints in their arms, some that have two joints in their legs, and one that has extra long necks. We have a race of humans that had three eyes. We have an Asian race that is slightly bigger. I'm not gonna reveal any more than that because that could be a spoiler. We have the sky people. We have wings. They have like three different types of sky people, but they basically all have the same thing, which are humans that have wings on their backs. We also have another race that have wings, but that is also a spoiler for people that have not seen the show. So I'm really trying to think about more things that I could have left out without trying to spoil the story. But since I can't remember a lot right now, that is the whole point of the video, trying to explain One Piece from memory. So since I can't remember anything more right now, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off for now. In the future, maybe if this video does well, if enough people leave comments that they want to see another version of this video, I could do one where I'm gonna try to recap the story of One Piece from memory, and that one will go into spoiler territory. It'll be spoiler heavy since I'm gonna, try to explain the story, everything that happens. But for now, this is where I'm gonna leave it off. I just wanted to speak about the lore, the world building, the power system, the different factions, the world, species, and all of that. Since I can do all of that, since I can do all of that without spoiling the story, but since I cannot remember anymore, this is where the video officially ends. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said at the beginning, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and leave a comment if I left anything out that would not be a spoiler. And like I said, let me know if you want to see more of these kinds of videos. I'll explain the story of One Piece. I can explain Bleach from memory, or Chainsaw Man, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or even other shows or movies that are not anime. So with all of that said, te chiamo.